Welcome everyone to the video, and today we are going to talk about the summons, whether you should summon the banners or not. So we have 4 summons to go through. We have the first one, which is Survivors of the Watch. And Survivors of the Watch is a pretty solid summon. You get King of the North, Jon Snow, and Ghost. Now, these are very good for the dragons. Very good for the dragons. Especially Drogon. Exceptionally well for Drogon. Not so much for Viserion because Jon Snow does not get his move off in time. You really need Red Jon Snow for Viserion. But if you want to get better at Drogon, this is your team. You do just bear in mind that if you are going to summon for this banner, you do need Ghost and King of the North at high stars. Ghost is pretty squishy with his health and defense. He does have the ability to create ice, 20% chance each turn. Then you have King of the North, which is the best brittle maker in the game. With an 80% chance to make someone ice 5 times. So that is a solid brittle member. When Alliance Wars come out, it will be a great team. Right now, as I am saying, in high-end Dragons, I am only using this team against Drogon. I am not using it against Viserys. I am not using it against Rhaegal. So if you are thinking about summoning this summon, it is highly effective against Drogon. Jon Snow has a great leadership ability. If he dies, he comes back to life. So you don't have to worry so much. You can get his move off in time. So this is a summon that can do well for you, but you do need them at high stars. Next, we're going to talk about Sisters Reunited, which is for Arya, Marksman, and Sansa. These are terrible characters. I'm sorry to say it, but they don't really offer anything great. I would highly recommend skipping this banner. It's really not worth it. It's terrible. I would not recommend that at all. Then we have the Red Wedding. Red Wedding is the bleed faction. The Boltons, we have Walder Frey and Roose Bolton, which you can also get for the epic Walder Rivers. Makes a very good bleed team. Again, it all depends on how many gold green tokens you have and how many gold dragons you want to invest into this team. It's going to be a good team for Alliance Wars, but for events, they're no good. For raids, I guess for raids, they could do fine in raids. You do need to get them at higher star levels, and you do need to get other Boltons in there as well. I'm not going to recommend this team. I'm not going to recommend this team unless you're passionate about the Boltons and you want to create a bleed team yourself. I just don't think they have much to offer. They're against the dragons. I don't think they're going to last. Bleed is an interesting mechanic, but it's going to be hard to get off against the dragon. So I'm going to have to say hold off on your green tokens on there. And then just for again, we have Light the Way for another 13 days and 23 hours. This is the best summon that's out so far. And just bear in mind that next week, Stannis is going to be out. So Stannis, Rhaenyra, and 3 greens are going to be your meta for events. The greens are the meta for raids. The greens they're the meta for everything. The dragons with Red Jon Snow, they are flat out amazing. Bear in mind for this, you have Aemond, Otto, and Alicent, so it will be harder to get the characters that you want and get them balanced. A 3-man summon versus a 2-man summon. so it is going to be a little bit more expensive. But if you're willing to dish it out, then this is the team for you. Right now, the gold road is Amond, so you do get some shards on there, but you do need the greens at. My greens are at 4-star, and I was able to get first in Kingslayer and first in Treacherous. It was a brutal battle for it. You do get the bonus for the greens at 6-star. They begin with 10 birthright versus 8. So that is a big upgrade for these characters. It sounds like a little bit, but it is a big upgrade. The birthright increases crit chance. It increases damage. It's just overall better to have that. Allison is your main pumper of the birthright, but if you get them to start with 10 birthright to start at 6 stars, then you're in really good shape. They're a dominant raid team, and then Kristen Cole, Red, is going to come out, and he is going to be just doing awesome things for the team. So they will be an all-around complete team. They are going to be very hard to stop. I feel like all modes the greens are good at. So right now, I'd recommend the greens. Survivors of the Watch, if you want to build a nice team, I'd recommend it. However, they do lose the fact that they're not the greens, so it's not the absolute very best. Sisters Reunited, down. Not going to recommend that at all. Red Wedding, if you're passionate about the Boltons, go for it. Otherwise, do not do it. And that would be your summons for the week. Let's do a quick raid match. Working on the shield team. And what I'm doing, actually, I'll just go over what I want to do for the shield team, just to give you guys an update. So, for the shield team, I'm trying to figure out the 5th member. You have Baelish, who is the core damage dealer of this team and shield maker. You have Brienne, who's going to retell. She's super important. You're going to have Sam, who's going to do an AoE shield and also heal shielded allies. So he's super important. And Alistair, he's going to be your guy to give the massive shield on Baelish. So he's important, and he has a very fast speed move. So those are your core 4 for the shield team. I kind of feel like I should be leveling these core 4 as high as possible and then decide on a 5th. I'm not sold. Barristan is too weak. If you look at his health right here, at level 200, 49k health, it is pitiful. He has a taunt move, which is impressive, but he'll die right away, so it'll be useless. It'll be a waste of a character. So that is that part. And then you have Craster, which is very good. He gives you the Night Watch bonus for 5% stronger shields, and he does do a nice attack, but he's not protecting Baelish. So I think what I'm going to do, and I used my tokens for this last night, I think I'm going to go with Jorah. Jorah has a normal speed taunt for 3 turns, and when the leader uses their ability, he gains 20% stamina. Now, I need to get him to 6 stars so that the stamina buff is 25% as well as sustain and strength. He's going to counter, Brienne's going to counter, and I think he's going to keep Baelish alive, which is important. So I think I'm going to hoard all my resources to get Jorah to 6 stars. I'm going to hoard, and that is my plan with the shield team. Comment below and let me know what you think, and let me know if you're going to be summoning this week, and I will talk to you in the next video. Take care.